Welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Sometimes life has a quiet way of nudging us, making us feel that we're meant for something more. Maybe you've felt it too. That deep, indescribable feeling that your presence carries something special. That there's more to your hands than touch, more to your heart than emotion, and more to your spirit than what words can explain. Have you ever wondered why people seem to open up to you so quickly, even if they've just met you? Or why animals and children instantly feel calm around you? Maybe you've noticed how often you find yourself in the right place at the right time, just when someone needs comfort or help. These things don't happen by accident. They're gentle signs pointing towards something deeper within you, a natural, sacred ability to heal, to care, to feel. You're not just someone who feels deeply. You might be one of those rare souls born with the gift of healing, someone whose presence brings peace, whose touch brings calm, and whose energy brings hope. The fact that you're reading this now is no coincidence. It's part of a greater calling, a reminder that the qualities you've always had are not just quirks. They are treasures. Your sensitivity is more than empathy. It's a deep connection to others that goes beyond logic. Think back for a moment. Can you remember a time when you felt sadness for someone, even if you didn't know their story? Maybe you were watching a stranger, and suddenly you felt their pain like it was your own. It's more than just sympathy, isn't it? It's as if your heart physically responds to what someone else is going through. And yes, sometimes it can feel overwhelming. Carrying this much emotion isn't always easy. You might have tried to put up walls or act tougher than you feel just to protect yourself. But no matter how much you try to turn it off, it's always there, because it's part of who you are. And deep down, you know that your ability to feel so much is actually your strength. You notice things others miss. You hear what people don't say out loud, a tiny change in someone's voice, a look in their eyes, a silence that speaks volumes. You pick up on it all. Your heart won't let you ignore suffering. You don't look away. You can't. That's not a weakness. That's love in its purest form. This gift shows up in everyday moments too. Have you seen how animals seem to trust you instantly, or how toddlers rest peacefully in your arms, even if you're a stranger to them? Or maybe someone you just met told you something deeply personal, as if they'd known you forever. These moments are proof. Without even speaking, your energy tells others, you are safe, you are seen. So here's a question for you. How have you been living with this gift? Have you tried to hide your sensitivity, thinking it might hurt too much? Or have you started to accept it and use it in ways that bring healing to others and to yourself? The truth is, the more you embrace your gift, the more natural and empowering it becomes. Like a muscle, it grows stronger with use and intention. You don't have to carry the world's pain on your shoulders. That's not your job. But you do have something special, an ability to offer light, comfort, and kindness in a world that often needs it more than it lets on. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a powerful force for good, and by honoring it, you become part of something much bigger than yourself. So take a breath, be proud of who you are, and know that your gift is needed now more than ever. Your dreams point you in the right direction. How many times while laying in bed have you woken up feeling as though you had been somewhere special? Your dreams are real doors to greater insight, not merely arbitrary tales the brain has conjured up. You've probably noticed that your dreams are more profound, transcendent, and frequently contain messages that are significant to both you and people around you. Do you recall the time you had a dream about someone you hadn't seen in a while, and they called you the following day to ask for assistance? Or the dream that seemed like a lecture, like you were going to a special nighttime class? You may communicate with the more delicate aspects of life through your dreams. Your spirit follows light-filled pathways as you sleep, acquiring information and messages that are crucial to your healing endeavors. If you haven't already, it's crucial to begin journaling about your dreams. Have you found that when you put the messages in writing, they make more sense? Days or weeks later, seemingly little elements that appeared unimportant at the time of the dream might have deep significance. Your dreams resemble holy riddles. Every component has a role and a time when it makes sense. Occasionally, a single dream sign may hold the secret to assisting a future acquaintance. Your physical body is another manifestation of the power of your dreams. Some dreams leave you feeling different when you wake up, as you may have observed. You may experience unusual mental clarity, a lightness in your body, or a tingling sensation in your hands. This occurs because you're not merely dreaming during these nighttime experiences. Rather, you're gaining information and empowerment that permeates every aspect of your being. Have you listened to these signals from the night enough? Have you made time during the day to consider the meanings and feelings your dreams evoke? Don't disregard this important line of communication. A key component of your growth as a healer is your dreams. There is a chance to learn every night. Every dream is a call to deepen your awareness of your mission and gift. Every night, this ocean of learning opens up before you. Let yourself plunge in. There's a certain warmth in your hands. Have you ever taken the time to observe people's reactions when you touch them? Have you heard remarks about the extraordinary warmth emanating from your hands? Or have you heard sighs of relief or surprised looks? You're not imagining it. There is a certain energy in your hands that transcends just physical warmth. You seem to be holding little suns in your hands, emanating a calming, consoling, and yes, healing energy. Consider the time you put your hand on someone's forehead out of habit while they had a headache. They relaxed almost instantly, didn't they? Or when you put your hand on a friend's shoulder and they felt a strange sense of calm. These kinds of moments show off your innate talent. You don't have to enroll in specialized classes or acquire complicated procedures. Your touch already has the natural ability to provide well-being and relief. The fact that your body understands precisely when and where to touch is the most exciting aspect. Have you ever seen how your hands appear to be guided? They seem to have a life of their own, instinctively identifying the exact areas of another person's body that require treatment. Even before you touch someone, you may occasionally experience a sharp warmth or a tingling sensation in your palms. That is the manifestation of your talent, readying you to use that healing energy. It's likely that you've also seen that your hands react differently to the wants of various people. At times, the energy is moderate, like a nice breeze, while at other times, the heat is more intense. Your body is a finely tuned instrument that can change its energy frequency to suit each individual's needs at any given time. It seems as though your hands communicate with the other person's body in a silent language, knowing just what type of energy is required. Tell me, are you still afraid to use this talent, or have you let it flow freely? At first, a lot of natural healers are uncertain about whether they are actually having an impact. But consider how many times your touch has actually made me feel better. Even if you only followed your gut, how many people have praised you for your gift? Your presence is a boon. Share it with the world without fear. Nature provides answers. When you are in harmony with nature, a certain enchantment occurs. The sensation of being able to breathe deeply at last, as though each leaf, wind, and beam of sunlight is revealing a crucial secret to you. It's more than just taking in the scenery. It's a profound, holy bond that gives you access to age-old knowledge. Have you ever noticed how plants appear to react differently to you? Perhaps you have plants in your yard that flourish even in the absence of rigorous maintenance, or your garden blossoms more than normal. This occurs as a result of silent communication. You are recognized by the plants as a conduit of life force. Whether it's rain, a waterfall, or the ocean, water also has a specific meaning for you. Every drop seems to convey a message, a purification that transcends the physical realm. You feel your energies reorganize and your thoughts clear when you're around water, especially when it's in its natural condition. It is as though your spirit is washed along with your body. During these times, many of your most profound your life's coincidences, create insightful patterns. Have you ever given any thought to all the coincidences that occur all around you? Those times when you're thinking about someone and they contact you a few minutes later? It's hardly a coincidence when you find yourself pulled to a place for no apparent reason and find that someone there needs precisely what you could provide. They are indicators that you are in tune with a higher frequency where occurrences are not random. You may have seen recurring scenarios, symbols, or numbers. Listen carefully. They serve as subtle reminders that you are on the correct track and are brilliant markers along your journey. A higher intelligence is in charge of your life and communicates with you through these patterns. The most intriguing aspect is how these symptoms worsen during pivotal times in your life. Coincidences grow, significant interactions increase, and everything aligns almost magically when you're ready to take a huge move. The cosmos is working together to put you at the right spot. Tell me then, have you been seeing these trends in your life? Have you recorded these significant coincidences? Make a note of those unique occasions, those coincidences that appear to be telling you something significant. They will eventually take the shape of a map, a priceless roadmap for your healing path. In a life devoted to healing, there are only heavenly indications placed in a certain way to direct you. There are no coincidences. Do you have a mysterious inner calling? Isn't there a voice inside of you that is unstoppable? Even if you attempt to ignore it, it's a deep cry that speaks to your soul. It is a silent certainty, an unwavering belief that you were meant to achieve something significant in this world, rather than a physical voice that you can hear with your ears. No matter how many times you attempt to veer off course, this calling is like an internal compass that never stops pointing in the direction of your true north. Perhaps you've previously tried different routes, made safer or more sensible decisions, yet that nagging restlessness always comes back, doesn't it? You feel as though there is a higher purpose that is just waiting to be realized. This calling is a gift, not a burden. It's a heavenly direction pointing you in the direction of your actual purpose. This inner conviction serves as an anchor, reminding you of your true self even when you are doubting yourself. The most intriguing aspect is how this calling manifests itself in many ways over the course of your life. It might be a quiet murmur at times or a frantic rush at others. Sometimes it shows up as a persistent discontent with the mundane, a persistent sense that you ought to use your abilities for something more significant. Maybe you've found that when you deviate from your healing route, this emotion gets stronger. It's as like every time you neglect your actual mission, an alarm goes off inside of you. Your greatest hopes, wishes, and dreams are also ways that this calling manifests itself. You most likely picture yourself assisting people when you picture your perfect existence, don't you? Changing the world in a meaningful way. Your deepest aspirations are the manifestation of your inner calling, and this is no accident. Now ask yourself honestly, have you fulfilled this calling? Have you made decisions based on this inner voice? Or have you made an effort to ignore and justify these holy impulses? Keep in mind that this calling is an essential aspect of your identity. It's something that selects you, not something you choose. You'll experience greater contentment and serenity the more you give yourself permission to follow this inner advice. Finding your real position in the world is like returning home. It is a blessing that you are called to heal. Allow it to grow and direct your actions. People trust you by nature. Ever ponder why folks, even those you've just met, have a tendency to expose their hearts to you? It's as though you have an unseen symbol that says, "You can trust me." However, it's not a sign. Rather, it's a unique energy that emanates from you organically. Think about how often strangers have shared deeply personal stories with you, maybe while waiting for an elevator, sitting on a bus, or standing in line at the grocery store. It's not just a coincidence. There's something about your presence that instantly puts people at ease. You give off a kind of warmth that makes others feel safe, and they sense that you're someone they can trust, even without knowing why. This trust isn't based on words, it's something deeper. People seem to intuitively recognize that they can show you their emotional scars without fear of judgment. You may have noticed the way someone's posture relaxes when they're near you, how their shoulders drop or their breath slows. It's as if your energy creates a soft, invisible space where, and this effect isn't limited to one group of people, you have a calming influence that reaches across all walks of life. Babies stop crying in your arms. Skittish animals gravitate toward you. People who are usually guarded or defensive soften in your presence. There's something about you that gently unlocks their need to be seen, heard, and accepted. It's as if you hold a key, a quiet, natural ability to connect with the hearts of others. You don't force your way in. You simply are, and that seems to be enough for people to feel understood. But with that gift comes a kind of responsibility, doesn't it? You've likely noticed that people don't just tell you random facts about their lives. They come to you with their fears, their secret hopes, and their most private struggles. They hand over pieces of their hearts, trusting you'll hold them with care. And the beautiful thing, you do. Not because you feel obligated, but because you truly honor the value of what they're sharing. You don't take their trust lightly. You listen, you hold space, and you protect what's sacred in their stories. Still, it's worth asking yourself, how are you using this gift? Have you leaned into it, accepting your role as a safe harbor for others? Or have there been moments when it felt like too much, like the emotional weight of it all threatened to overwhelm you? It's important to remember, this ability to inspire trust isn't accidental. It's one of the most powerful tools in your healing nature. When someone chooses to open up to you, that moment alone can begin a process of transformation. Your calm, compassionate presence has the power to soothe, to mend, and to restore. And then there's silence, something you've always held close. For many, silence can feel awkward or uncomfortable, but for you, it's different. Silence isn't empty. It's rich, full of meaning. It's like an open landscape where insights come freely, where wisdom waits patiently to be found. You may have noticed how your most meaningful realizations often arrive in those quiet moments, when the world quiets down and you give yourself permission to just be still. It's as if your awareness expands, allowing you to notice things others might miss. Subtle shifts in energy, quiet truths, unspoken feelings. In that stillness, you're able to understand in a way that goes far beyond words. Silence is more than peace for you. It's a sense, a way of listening beyond sound, a doorway into the deeper layers of life. And in your healing work, silence is often where the greatest shifts happen. It's in the pauses between words, in the shared stillness between you and someone else, where change begins to bloom. Sometimes, simply being present in silence is the most healing thing you can offer. There's something sacred about that. Silence becomes a container, a gentle space where things can unfold naturally, with no need to rush or explain. And if you pay attention, you'll notice that silence comes in different forms. There's the heavy quiet that fills the air just before a breakthrough, the light, peaceful hush that settles in after a deep release, and the deep, resonant stillness when someone finally connects with their inner truth. Each type of silence speaks its own language, and you, in your own intuitive way, seem to understand it. Like others read books, you read the space between sounds. So ask yourself, have you been making time to return to this space of silence? Have you allowed it to nourish your own spirit the way it helps you support others? Silence is not just the absence of noise, it's presence in its purest form. It's the place where your gifts come alive, where your intuition is clearest, and where your healing power is most deeply felt. The more you honor that connection, making time for stillness, trusting it, listening to it, the more your ability to help others will grow.